to order. I am Jan Burdick, Chairman. When can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Burdick,
Here.
Mrs. Ricketts-Wales,
Here.
Mrs. Hanchett,
Here.
Mr. Harris,
Here.
Mrs. Root,
Here.
Mr. Rumfelt,
Here.
Mr. Stockin.
Here.
6 present.
Thank you. And we will need an approval of the minutes of February 2nd. Can I
I'll
have
make a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Root, second by Mrs. Ricketts-Wales. All in favor?
Aye.
And now Dr. Anderson, our Community Services Director, will has a request for us.
Is that on now? This is a very simple and a very positive budget addition, explanation of a grant. OMH gave us an additional $57,124 to use in housing to pass on to Arbor Development, who provides supported housing and respite housing. And so as you look at this, you can see that 1,600 of it comes from the mental health supported housing line, and 55,000 comes from community reinvestment. Sometime when you have 20 minutes, the treasurer and I will explain to you community reinvestment. And then the expenses are both going to Arbor Development.
Can I have a motion?
I'll move this motion.
Second.
Mrs. Root, second, Mr. Harris. Any discussion or questions for Dr. Anderson? All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tyler Shaw, our Public Health Director. Welcome, Tyler.
Good afternoon. It's nice to see everyone's faces. Nothing really to highlight on my monthly report. You'll still see that we're pretty COVID heavy at this point. We are starting to branch out into some of our educational activities. So you'll see some of those events, lead poisoning prevention, and working on our educational events for our immunization action plan are starting to ramp up a little bit. So we're looking forward to that. I did have just a few COVID-19 updates for everyone. Just some stats for you. As of yesterday, our 7-day average positivity rate was 5.4%, which is up slightly from February 27th. We were at 4.5%, which is not out of the ordinary for schools coming back in session as well. According to New York State, our percentage for vaccinated population in Allegheny County is 49.7%. If you split that out a little bit further, the 18 and over population with at least one dose, we're at 57%. So we're doing okay. I'm sure everyone has heard the masks are now optional across daycares and schools beginning today. That's exciting news. There are some caveats to that, of course. I don't know if everyone's looked at the guidance. We have sent that along to the school districts. Masks are required upon returning from isolation on days 6 through 10, so that's an important note. And also, if anyone has a known exposure, they should wear a mask for that 10-day period. That does include daycares and schools. Now, the schools can be a little bit more strict than the state, but I haven't heard to date of anyone, adopting anything stricter than what we're looking at. So, we still do have testing clinics going on. We've switched days to Mondays and Fridays from 8:30 to 10:30, and we still do have COVID-19 vaccines available each Tuesday, and then we have booster and second dose clinics available on Saturdays as well. So,
Any questions for Tyler? Thank you, Tyler. We appreciate all you've done.
thank you.
Glad to see it coming to an end, hopefully. Next on our agenda is Edna Kays, our Social Services Commissioner.
Good afternoon. In the last couple of years, that's the shortest amount of time I've seen that man talk. So I did bring Jonah Crump with me today to talk to you about SNAP. He is a senior social welfare examiner, recently promoted to that position within the department.
Welcome.
Thanks. Good afternoon. I'm Jonah. I'm a senior social welfare examiner. I provide supervision to our regular examiners who handle all of our temporary assistance clients and whatnot. Just going to talk about SNAP a little bit, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. In our TA SNAP unit, this is the bulk of what we do. Our caseloads usually run about 200 a piece, and about 180 of them are going to be these SNAP clients that we're dealing with. Eligibility for SNAP, we really focus on 150% of the poverty level as kind of that income guideline. There's a lot of other budgetary things that we do to determine eligibility for SNAP, but that's basically our starting point. If you have unearned income, it actually drops to 130%. So based off other household factors and stuff like that, that's what we're going to be looking at as far as determining eligibility for those clients. Being under that actually doesn't mean that you're going to be eligible, but that's kind of like the starting point when we begin to examine these cases. That's kind of where we begin. SNAP in our department, we have 13 examiners who handle our SNAP cases. Last time we had about 2,700. Those are broken up in different ways among them, most commonly by the last name of the client. With them, they are handling all aspects of SNAP eligibility. So initial eligibility, any ongoing changes, redeterminations, stuff like that. We communicate with our clients mostly now through our My Benefits website, which is run through the state. Our clients are applying through there. We're getting applications usually the next day, and then we would be calling that client to complete eligibility interview. Then the examiner is going to, based off that eligibility interview, request certain verification from the client. Client will submit that to us either through that My Benefits website, mail. We actually have a department email that they can email stuff to us, and then they get that information back in. We're going to plug it into our budgets, and it's going to spit back out eligibility. After the client becomes eligible, we'll continue to communicate with them during their eligibility period, which is normally 6 months, through those same methods. They're free to email us. They're free to call us. We are accepting clients at our front desk now, so they can come in, to handle any case changes or anything like that. After their certification period, which I said is normally 6 months, we actually just got ESAP, which is for elderly and disabled clients, and that is a 3-year off period, which is great for us because that's less. It creates less work for them and us, so we're good about that. But they get 6 months, and then we'll send them out their recertification. That recertification will pretty much go through the same process we did at initial eligibility. They will submit an application to us. We'll call for interview, complete the interview, gather any information, wages, household expenses that we need, redetermine, and either close their case or recertify them for 6 months. And like I said, the examiners, the social welfare examiners, are the ones that are doing the bulk of that client contact and handling that. There's about 13. There's a certain set of SNAP cases that are handled through the Medicaid unit, but the bulk of them are through our TA, Temporary Assistance and SNAP unit. And there's 4 seniors that oversee that, me and 3 others. And that's kind of all I got. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Jonah. Does anybody any questions for Jonah?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Stack?
Is the SNAP program different than the program that they had in public schools in the second half of 2021 that I'm aware about, where there was always been benefits for free and reduced meals, qualifying
Yeah,
for
you're
that. But in a school that gives free meals to everybody, there was some program where they were giving money to everybody.
Yeah, so
Was that
during
part of SNAP?
Yeah, well, kind of. The PBT benefit, which I think is what you're talking about, was issued to those households. That was all issued through the state. We didn't do much of that through our SNAP unit here. we did get a lot of calls about that, but that was something through the state, through some of the pandemic funds that they issued. So that was a little bit different. There was a lot more people who wouldn't otherwise be eligible for SNAP that got that just because they didn't meet that criteria of free in school.
There were a
or
lot
free
of people that
reduced
got that didn't need it.
lunches. Yeah, yeah.
Any other questions? Thank you, Jonah.
Thanks for your time.
Ed, anything you want to point out on your report or bring us up to date on?
Nothing really super significant, but if you have any questions, I can certainly update you on Code Blue, but if we wanted to skip that, I'd be okay with that too.
I think we'll skip that today.
Okay, good.
You have a request to fill.
Yes. I have a request to fill one account clerk typist with an annual salary of the position from 32,625 to 38,195 due to a retirement. A 40-year employee is retiring, this month. So it'll be really quite difficult without her, I think.
I'll move this request.
Good, Swales. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Thanks.
All right, we have Office of the Aging. Anita is not here today, but we do have a representative from her office that will take care of her.
My name is Kimberly Black. I am the accountant at the Office for the Aging. Most of you may have known my former name, Kimberly Geffers. I did get married in December, so I'm still the same person.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I do have our monthly report. There was not anything in excess to highlight, but I did want to point out the increase in our PC1, which is housekeeping chore, is up about 16% from this time last year, and a lot of that is a direct result of hiring 2 laborers who do go out and perform housekeeping and chore services for elderly, particularly when we cannot get an aide in the area through one of the home care agencies.
Any questions for Kimberly? All right, we have several agreements and things to discuss, so we'll just go through them one by one and get through them. Kimberly, if you want to lead us.
Okay. The first is an amendment to our contract or agreement with WINIAC. They are the Western New York Integrated Care Collaborative. We have a contract with them to provide meals to post-discharge clients who go home from the hospital and then need meals for a short period. This amendment is to increase from 14 meals over 2 weeks to 28 meals, so they would get 2 meals per day instead of once a day. And then there is an increase in reimbursement of 50 cents.
I have a motion. Mrs. Hanchett, second.
Harris.
Any discussion or questions? All in favor? Aye. Carried. The next one for funding for congregate meal services.
Yep, these are all, the next couple are all kind of similar. These were all of the stimulus funding, or a lot of the stimulus funding we got under the American Rescue Plan. It was awarded last year. Most of them do have an expendable period through the end of September in 2024. So we are looking to roll that out of forward from last year's budget to this year so we can use it to support the services that they were for.
Root will move that.
Second.
Second, Mr. Harris. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
The next one is, again, is similar. This one is for, you have to find where it is.
The caregiver services, I believe.
Yes, the caregiver services, which would be your home care. This one, maybe mine are out of order. Yes, okay. So the caregiver services would support home care, case management, ancillary supplies if anyone needed those.
Motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
Mrs. Root, second.
Harris.
Harris. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. And then the next one for the home delivered meal services.
Yep, this was an initial grant that will run through September of 2022 that supports home delivered meals.
Motion.
I'll make the motion.
Mrs. Root,
Second.
Mrs. Hanchett. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
And the next one is also to support home delivered meals. This one is expendable through September of 2024. Again, we are going to use that to support our Meals on Wheels program this year too.
Motion, Mrs. Ricketts Swales, second.
Harris.
Mr. Harris, any comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. The next one,
The next one is for evidence-based programs, which supports our Title IIID Act for health promotion, for evidence-based health promotion activities and, can't think of the word, sessions, like classes.
motion to accept. Mrs.
Rumpelt.
Ricketts Swales. Mr. Rumpelt. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
The next one is for, to support in-home contact and support services, which include our volunteer handyman, volunteer friendly visitor, and transportation services.
Motion to accept. Mrs. Hanchett, second. Ricketts Swales. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. And the next one, request permission to accept an addendum to the service agreement for post-acute discharge meal program.
Nope, I think we skipped one, unless I have a different agenda.
Oh, yep, I'm sorry.
Yep, this one is the same idea, just a reappropriation of funding, and this one is for vaccine assistance, and we are still getting several calls a week. We still have someone helping set up appointments for boosters or initial doses for those who haven't received them.
I'll move that.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. All right. We have, the next one would be the home care for consumer directed care, correct?
Yes, this is a request to enter into a contract with Trusted Choice Home Care. They are a fiscal intermediary that provides consumer-directed home care. Essentially, they hire the staff, they train them, and they pay them, and then they bill us, which is the same model that we have with AIM Independent Living Services.
Motion, Mrs. Hanchett. Second,
Rumpelt.
Mr. Rumfeld. Any discussion?
I just have a question.
Yes?
Are you moving away from AIM then, or?
We're not. We're just adding another option for people. AIM recently did switch doing their orientation and training to our conference room once in a while if we have a group of people instead of making them drive to Corning. But we are just adding Trusted Choice as another option.
And where are they from?
They are headquartered in Buffalo, and they also have our office in Rochester.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. And now we are up to the permission to accept an addendum to the service agreement.
Okay. So I think this is the same one that we started with, the Western New York Integrated Care. This one was for the increase in the contracted rate. It will increase by 50 cents, our reimbursement.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. And let's see, we are down to the contract with Home and Health Services.
Home and Health Services is another home care agency that operates out of Hornell. So we do use them to cover some of our clients who are over in that direction, especially where we cannot get aids from Jan and Bev's. So we
I'll move
started
that.
using them last year, and there will be no change in the rate.
Second.
Any questions? Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. And contract with Will Care.
This one, again, is just another home care agency that we do work with. I believe they are based over towards Olean and Cattaraugus County, so we do use them over on that side of the county when we're able to get an aid. These rates also will remain the same as 2021.
Mrs. Hanchett moved. Ricketts Swales second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. And finally, you have a request to fill the account clerk typist.
Yes, we do. We are looking to fill our account clerk typist so that we can shift things around a little bit, use that account clerk typist to fill the position of office manager, and which is currently held by a senior account clerk typist, and we would like to move them to provide direct assistance to our management team, myself, Anita as the director, Lindy Scott Loynes as the deputy, and to Crystal as the nutrition services coordinator. Over the past few years, all of our duties have significantly increased with no increase in assistance. So we are really hoping to get those filled so that we can have the administrative support that we need.
So moved.
Second.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Kimberly.
And then I did bring along Crystal Malota, who is our nutrition services coordinator, and she's going to come up and talk a little about our nutrition program.
Thank you. Welcome, Crystal.
Good afternoon, everyone. Like she said, I'm the Nutrition Services Coordinator for the Office for the Aging, and I oversee the nutrition department. Almost everyone has heard of Meals on Wheels. You might have someone in your family who is on Meals on Wheels, or a neighbor, or maybe at one point they've been on it, or you've heard a commercial on TV. You may have heard the phrase, it's more than just a meal. Well, Meals on Wheels really is much more than just a meal. Our drivers may be the only person a client sees during the day or even a whole week. Our drivers check on our clients to make sure that they are okay. They make sure that they have everything they need and let us know when a client needs something or maybe there's something wrong. We have 22 home-delivered meal routes. 13 of those routes have a paid driver that drives a county van. 9 of our routes are volunteers who use their own vehicles. We delivered over 100,000 meals in 2021. Our drivers also deliver other items that our clients might need, such as Ensure, grab bars, shower chairs, Depends, wheelchairs, and much more. They also deliver blizzard boxes that we supply, which hold 5 shelf-stable meals in case we have to close due to inclement weather or some other unforeseen circumstance. Other items we've asked our drivers to deliver are cookies, cottage cheese, produce boxes, carnations, poinsettias, masks, gloves, sanitizers, and many other items. And they do it all without complaining. We would never be able to accomplish what we accomplish without them. Meals on Wheels is a really big part of our nutrition program, but it's not all we offer. We also have congregate sites. We have 2 different types of congregate sites. One's our traditional congregate sites. The other one is our Go and Dine. Our traditional congregate sites is where a group of seniors go to a set location and certain days of the week and have at certain times. They come together to enjoy a variety of activities, socialization, and a meal. We have 9 sites across the county, 8 of which are open right now serving clients. If you know anybody who is interested, or if you are interested in becoming a site manager, just let us know. Our Go and Dine is a restaurant dining program meant to provide a new choice for individuals to eat a well-balanced meal at their convenience. It was developed to reach underserved areas or areas where we don't already have a traditional congregate site. It was created to alleviate social isolation. We started this pilot program back in October of 2021 in the Bolivar, Little Genesee, Clarksville, and Ceres areas. We have 3 restaurants who have signed up to accept our vouchers and approximately 60 registered participants. We also offer nutrition education monthly, and we pick a topic and send out the information to our home-delivered clients and all of our congregate participants. At least 6 times a year, our traditional congregate sites actually do a presentation on that monthly information accompanying the nutrition education that we sent out. We sent a link to our Facebook Live session with our dietitian, Erica Zerkowski. Erica provides an interactive presentation where clients can ask questions real time. Erica also offers one-on-one nutrition counseling to anyone who has specific questions about their own needs. Additionally, starting in July, we offer farmers market coupons that we get from the state. These are 5 $4 coupons that seniors can use at participating farmers market throughout New York State. In addition to the farmers market coupons, in 2021, we collaborated with Allegheny County's United Way and provided a $10 produce coupon that farmers market coupon recipients could redeem at participating farmers market here in Allegheny County. This collaboration provided additional fresh produce to our seniors and supported our local farmers markets. We also have a yearly senior picnic where we typically serve 750 seniors.
We are holding the picnic this year.
Yep.
I was just going to ask you.
Yep. We offer Stern's barbecue chicken, play bingo, have a band, and dancing. So we haven't been able to do it for the last 2 years because of the COVID restriction. But like Kim said, we are planning on doing it this year, and we hope to see many of you there. As servers, yes, definitely. If you can, we appreciate all the serving we can get. This month is March for Meals. And the March for Meals campaign is a national campaign that was started by the Meals on Wheels of America. This year, March for Meals campaign takes on an extra special meaning. On March 22nd of 1972, President Nixon signed into law a measure that amended the Older Americans Act. It included the national nutrition programs for the seniors age 60 and older. Meals on Wheels programs from across the country are celebrating our 50 years anniversary of that signing and are joining forces to raise awareness and the support needed to ensure these critical programs can continue to address food insecurity and malnutrition, combat social isolation, enable independence, and improve health for years to come. That's why Allegheny County Office for the Aging has chosen March 22nd of 2022 as our Meals on Wheels Ride-Along Day. And I want to thank all of you who have already signed up for that special day and hope that many more of you will join us. Taking an opportunity to observe our Meals on Wheels program in action by riding along with one of our seasoned drivers will provide a fulfilling experience for you and put a smile on an older adult's face. If March 22nd is not a good day for you, don't let that stop you. Contact us, and any day that month, we'd be happy for you to ride along with us. It's a wonderful opportunity to experience what our drivers and volunteers do every day to help seniors of Allegheny County remain in their homes by meeting one of their most basic needs. And let me tell you, I gotten that experience. In fact, without any training, it's wonderful to do it. And I've done several routes, and it's great meeting the people, and they're all very nice people. So, any questions?
Thank you for all that you do. I have had the opportunity in another location to ride in Meals on Wheels, and it is truly a great experience. I like the innovative and looking outside the box and providing opportunities and support for our seniors, but you're also supporting our local businesses and our farmers market. So thank you for all the good work you guys do.
Any other questions or comments for Crystal? I too have had the opportunity to do the ride-alongs on a couple different occasions, and as a matter of fact, I just did one last week in Alfred with the delivery to Maple Apartments. And if you haven't had a chance to do it, please do it, because it is well worth your time. It is, you know, they know he's coming. They can't wait for that knock on the door. The one lady, even her dog was waiting for him because she was a little tiny dog and he had little tiny biscuits for her, and she just knew he was going to have them, and he knows them personally, and he's made a connection, and I think that all the drivers have that connection. These people really, really appreciate it. So if you have a chance, please sign up for it.
In fact, I drove a route one day and I didn't realize he gave the doggy a biscuit. I didn't realize there was a doggy there. And she was looking at me like, where's my biscuit?
Thank you, Crystal, appreciate it. All right, any old business? New business? Good of the order? I will take a motion for adjournment.
So
Mr.
moved.
Chair, second.
All in favor? Aye. Carried, thank you all.